Hello, I'm here today with Nigel Newton, founder and chief executive of Bloomsbury Publishing. Nigel, welcome.
Thank you.
How driven are you by hits, and how is that balanced out by the academic side of the business?
Well, when we started Bloomsbury in 1986, we were a consumer publisher, and so we were heavily hits driven, and there's no question about it. That's what we needed. In some ways, we're like an asset manager. We pick 10 books just as they pick 10 stocks. We select them for their excellence and originality, but precisely how they will do is in the lap of the gods. So we need our hits, and what we've shown, like a good stock picker, is that we're great at picking the portfolio, and we have plenty breakthrough year after year. But in the long run, as we've grown the business over 26 years now, we've sought to level that volatility by adding academic publishing into our mix because it's more predictable, it has higher returns, you know where you stand with it. What we're striving to give our investors is the high returns of hit publishing. There's nothing like a book that completely takes off for real margin contribution with the steadiness and dependability of academic publisher. And it seems to us that we become unique in our industry because most of our competitors are in silos. They're either all consumer publishers or all academic. But we combine the two, and we think this gives superior returns to our shareholders.
And talking of returns, you've said that within the next 5 years you want to derive half your profits from digital. How do you think you're going to achieve that? And do you think that the published book, the written form, is on its way out?
Well, I think the printed book is alive and well and will carry on, but we are not sentimental about these things. We are platform neutral, and whatever formats the readers want their books in, we're there to do that. Digital has been the most wonderful gift to us, unlike in other industries which it's slaughtered. People still ascribe value to books and are paying for ebooks. So think of the huge advantages they have. They don't involve physical or material costs in creating them. You don't send them out to bookshops. You don't have unsold copies come back for returns, and they're intensely marketable through social media and other forms. So it's been a real gift to us, and I would say at the Frankfurt Book Fair this year, which was in October, the industry, after about 10 years of working out digital strategies, breathed a huge sigh of relief as it concluded that we're going to be winners in this digital revolution.
And what do you think are the most promising international markets for Bloomsbury?
Well, we've been in many markets around the world, including in Germany, where we were a German language publisher until about 2 years ago. We had one of those great strategic reviews and decided to concentrate on the English language. And just as we closed Germany, or sold it actually, we opened in India. So to answer your question, we think India is a fantastically exciting market. There are 350 million people who speak English, who are university educated, who are middle class. This provides a growth market of staggering potential for us. So about a year ago, we started an office in New Delhi, and we have a big team over there. Well, not a big team, about 20, publishing books commissioned from local authors in India, as well as pumping through the output of Bloomsbury elsewhere in the world. Other markets that interest us, well, frankly, Australia, a traditional English language market. We opened our own office there also about 2 years ago in Sydney, and we're seeing great success by having marketing people on the ground. They're particularly responsive to authors who come on tours that great distance and get out in the media and push their books at literary festivals.
So you're spreading around internationally, and you've also got a history of making several acquisitions. Is that part of your growth strategy moving forward?
Well, our strategy has essentially been to recycle approximately £80 million of free cash that was thrown off by our successes in fiction publishing, in reference publishing, and in particular from Harry Potter. And we've acquired 22 companies since 2000, starting with A&C Black, the publisher of Who's Who and Wisden and many other great reference works. And so we've now grown in many niches that we sought to gain strength in. We're a leading publisher now in European philosophy and religious studies, Bible studies, theater, drama, fashion theory. We have 55% of the academic fashion market for students of fashion in America. And the UK, the classics, were the leading publisher of Latin and Greek. Nautical were the leading publisher, ornithology. So the acquisitions have largely been about niches, but we've acquired some real gems like Wisden, Cricketer's Almanac, clearly the Bible of the English establishment, and Who's Who, the record of the English establishment, as well as doing a lot of Zappian dynamic publishing in other parts of the list.
So it is a very dynamic sounding industry. If there are any investors listening, what message would you want to give to them?
Well, I think the message would be that we represent almost the only opportunity to invest in a quoted company that is a pure publisher, because most of our competitors in publishing are subsumed within big entertainment conglomerates that typically own movie studios, newspapers, and music labels. And in my opinion, these are not natural bedfellows, even though they're glibly called media. The synergies they really have in common when it comes to production and marketing are much more limited. So in being a pure publisher, we think we've been able to build superior returns.
Nigel, thank you very much for joining us.
A pleasure. Thank you.
If you'd like any more information, please do visit the Edison website.